Hi guys, I'm Flash Flavor here, and today I thought I would just talk about some struggles that I at least face when I've grown up in a non-Christian family. Um, so anyway, I started exploring Christianity basically really when I was 12 years old. Um, when I went to church with a friend. I think I was 11, sorry, I was 11, then I turned 12. Okay, so I was 11, and so I was exploring this world of Christianity, and my family thought it was strange. Now, it isn't until like a few years later that I finally became a Christian, but the fact that I was looking into Christianity even was hard enough with a non Christian family. Anyway, so this is our I came up with 5 things that I've found difficulty with. So the first one is the activities I choose to do. So I found that my family will often not understand that I want to do more like straight edge activities. Like, it's almost like my family is concerned that I'm not like out smoking dope and getting drunk. Like, that I choose to be a clean living person because they just don't understand like that God is behind my actions. And so they don't understand why I don't want to have more fun, quote unquote, with my life. So they don't understand why I choose to go have Bible study with people or why I go like 3 Bible studies a week sometimes. They just don't get it. Anyway, a fourth one I had was actually reading the Bible. So that's kind of similar to what I just said about the activities. Was my family members sometimes will just not understand like why I spend my time reading the book, the Bible. Like, they're like, it's not a fun book. Why are you reading that? It's like they don't understand like how important the book really is. And so they don't understand why I spend my time reading it. I could be reading Homer's Odyssey and they'd be saying the same exact thing. So that is another struggle. A third struggle is dating. So I have dated non-Christians before as a Christian. It did not work well. But then I made the choice that I wanted to date only Christians in the future from then on because it was toxic to my relationship with God when I was dating a non-Christian. And my family doesn't really seem to understand that. They don't understand why it matters, I guess. That why I would need to be with someone who understands my faith and shares the faith with me, and that I can grow with Christ together. And so if I try to explain that to them, they'd probably just think I was nuts. That's not how you start the little discipleship conversation. But yeah, that is a struggle, but so far they haven't complained about that fact about my boyfriend. So yeah, that's just one struggle, is that little understanding. Anyway, a fourth struggle I had is actually prayer. Like, because I didn't grow up engaging in prayer like constantly, and I wasn't really around people that prayed until I was in junior high, and then I didn't pray myself really. So now I'm just really awkward about prayer, and I'm so bad at prayer, about being consistent with prayer, because I just feel so weird about it that I have to like jump over that hurdle in order to get myself to pray. And I think that's just because the whole environmental praying wasn't existent when I was a kid, so I think that had a big impact on that. And then my last thing or point is probably the biggest one, and that is following God's will. Now, this seems simple, like this, you would think this is more of a personal thing, like, well, just follow God's will, like, don't worry about your family. But it's really hard in the sense that my family doesn't understand why I do things, like when I can't explain to them very well that I'm doing this for God. God wants me to do this. They don't get that. There's like, you're doing this because someone up in the sky told you to? What? So it is really hard to get my family to, accept that I am following a will of God, the will of God, because it just is foreign to them. It doesn't exist. So that is probably the hardest one. I felt like I wanted to go to a Christian college for a while when I was younger, and my family did not get that at all, so I didn't end up going to a Christian college anyway. It cost too much money. So, yeah. Those are my 5 struggles of growing up in a non-Christian family. If you can relate, give a like down below in the video. You can maybe subscribe. I do love my family. It's just, it's a struggle. Just keep praying if you're in this situation, and anything can happen with God. So just keep praying for those family members that aren't Christians. I pray for mine every day. So, yeah. And you stay awesome and have a great day.